Have you ever gotten to the end of a long week and the idea of going out just feels exhausting? Like it's more of a chore than a treat? Well, you are definitely not alone. In this explainer, we're going to unpack the real psychology behind why a quiet night in might just be your brain's smartest move.
If you've ever felt that little sting of judgment for choosing your couch over a crowded bar, then this is for you. We're about to find out that what people often call laziness is actually your brain working in a pretty brilliant way to protect its most valuable resources. Look, this isn't about being antisocial or boring. It's all about the unique way your brain is wired to process the world around you. So let's get into the science behind this because it's actually pretty fascinating. Okay, first things first. Let's just tackle this myth head on. The idea that staying home makes you lazy. The real story is so much more interesting than that. For a lot of us, going out isn't relaxing at all. It's a huge investment of mental and emotional energy. It can leave you feeling completely wiped out. Just think of it like your brain has a certain amount of battery power each day. Psychologists call this cognitive load. Well, going out can drain that battery fast. And this whole idea of an energy budget brings us right to our first big point. Your brain is an absolute master of efficiency. It's constantly doing these little cost-benefit analyses for everything you do. Imagine your nervous system is always trying to find its happy place, that state of calm and balance. You know, what psychologists call being regulated. And your brain knows, instinctively, that your home is the easiest, most efficient place to get there. Going out? Well, that's a whole different story. It's a constant juggling act that just burns through your energy reserve. In this slide just lays it out perfectly, right? The difference is night and day. Going out is a super high-cost activity. It takes planning, constant adjusting. Staying home is low cost. So your brain, being the smarty pants that it is, often just chooses the path of least resistance to stay balanced. It's not being lazy, it's being economical. Okay, now let's add another really important layer to this. Some of us have brains that are basically wired like super sensitive microphones. It's a real trait called sensory processing sensitivity. So at a party, you're not just hearing the music. You're processing everything. The dozens of conversations, the glasses clinking, the bass thumping, the traffic outside, all at once. When you think about it, places like a mall or a loud restaurant can feel like a total sensory tsunami. So when your brain gets that overwhelmed, staying home isn't avoidance. It's actually a really smart act of self-preservation to stop a complete system crash. You know that feeling of being totally overwhelmed by all those unpredictable sounds and lights? Well, that leads us directly to our next big idea, our brain's deep, deep need for things to be predictable. The world out there is, by its very nature, unpredictable. You've got new people, weird noises, plans that change at the last second. All of that can trigger your body's stress response. But your home? That's your haven of consistency. Your brain knows the floor plan, the sounds, the smells, and that stability, it's incredibly calming. Now here's where it gets really interesting. What if you don't actually need the outside world to keep you stimulated because you're basically having a party inside your own head? Your mind is its own playground, right? It's full of ideas, hobbies, and projects you're passionate about. When your inner world is that rich and that engaging, honestly, going out can sometimes feel more like a boring distraction than real entertainment.
And all of this brings us to what might be the most vital role that home plays for so many of us. It's our sanctuary. It's where we go to decompress and recover.
I mean, let's be real. Being out in the world often means putting on a social mask. It's not about being fake, it's just how we navigate different social situations. But wearing that mask, playing that part, man, it is exhausting. At home, you can finally just take it off. This cycle is just a constant in our lives, isn't it? We go out, we spend our energy, and then we have to retreat to our own personal sanctuary to recharge. And why is this so critical? Because without that recovery time, it is almost impossible to maintain our emotional balance, what we called regulation earlier. Our homes are so much more than just buildings. They are essential tools for our mental health. So here's the absolute biggest takeaway. We have to start seeing this preference in a totally new light. Choosing to stay home is not a flaw. It is an incredibly intelligent way of working with the unique way your brain is wired. It's time to just toss those negative labels in the trash. You're not lazy, you have energy clarity. You're not avoidant, you're maintaining your emotional balance. And you are certainly not strange, you're just plain intelligent. At the end of the day, preferring to stay in is a sign of a really finely tuned brain. It knows what it needs to function well, and it isn't afraid to put your well-being ahead of social pressure. That is not a social failure. That is intelligent self-management.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. The next time you feel that pull to just stay home, don't see it as a weakness. See it for what it is, a sign of your brain's incredible intelligence, working hard to keep you healthy, balanced, and ready for the things that truly matter to you.